Hi, and welcome to this episode of Black Women Travels. Today we're going to be discussing what to do about your travel plans amongst all the COVID-19/coronavirus pandemic that's happening. So whether or not you're planning to travel internationally or domestically, whether your travel plans are this month, next month, or you're just trying to figure out what to do with travel for the rest of 2020, we're going to be discussing that on this episode. But first, what I want you to do is go ahead and click to subscribe. That way you are up to date with all of the news from Black Women Travels, even though the episodes are going to be a little bit different because I myself will not be traveling. But again, I want you to have the most up-to-date information about traveling. So let's go ahead and get started. So as of right now, if you are a U.S. citizen, there is now a global level 3 travel ban, which means no traveling. If you're a U.S. citizen, you cannot travel outside of the United States. And if you're already outside of the United States, it's going to be very difficult for you to get back into the United States right now. To get the most up-to-date information about that, visit travel.gov, and I'll go ahead and put that information down in the comments. Now, if you already have travel plans that were scheduled for this month, the best thing to do is to go ahead and cancel that if you're within 7 days of your travel time. Please don't try to cancel before 7 days just because people that are planning to travel immediately need that time to be able to reschedule their trips. Don't worry, airlines and hotels will work with you on rescheduling these things. A lot of companies are already just automatically canceling those flights and reservations and letting you know. The phone lines are going to be very busy, so the best thing that you can do is to try to contact the airline or the hotel directly using the computer. So either email or visit their site, and there will be plenty of directions on what to do. Now, for those of you that have domestic travel plans, again, there's a couple things that you want to consider. You want to consider, is the COVID-19 virus there? Is it traveling to where you're going? When you come back, is it going to be back at your home? Are you going to be able to get home? Are you traveling with anyone who is currently sick? Are you of a age group that is more at risk? Do you have any medical conditions that put you at risk of catching the virus? Are you traveling with anyone that is at risk of catching the virus? Are you going to be going somewhere that's very heavily populated, like to a conference or a wedding, something like that? Or will you be able to keep social distance? So these are all things that you want to consider. Even if you have to go on a work trip, definitely work with your job, figure out if it is a necessary travel arrangement. If you do have to go to the airport, again, take care of yourself, wash your hands frequently for 20 minutes, use soap, make sure you dry them. Turn the sink off using your napkin, open the door using your napkin before you throw it away. Make sure that you sanitize any common areas. So sanitize your seat on the plane, sanitize the waiting area if you're sitting in those chairs, sanitize your luggage handles, make sure that you sanitize frequently touched areas like your phone, your tablet, your computer, your earbuds, all of that stuff. Also, make sure that you have hand sanitizer with you for the times that you cannot wash your hands. You want a hand sanitizer that is at least 60% alcohol, and you want to rub it all the way in until your hands are dry. Other things to consider is you want to, again, try to keep 6 feet between you and other people. So that means when you're standing in line to check in to your flight, keep 6 feet. When you're going through TSA, keep 6 feet. If it's possible to not sit directly next to someone on the plane, again, work with the flight attendant, work with the flights to see if you guys can get some more separation. These are all really, really good things to do. You don't need to wear a mask only if you're sick. So if you're sick, wear a mask. If you're not, please save the masks for the medical professionals and people that have to be in contact with people with the virus. So those are things that you can do if you're planning to travel domestically. You want to keep an eye on what is happening with your travel plans. Go to travel.gov and check with the CDC just in case you need to cancel those domestic flights. I will put the links to all of that in the comment section. Something else to note is future travel. So you're probably noticing that a bunch of companies are coming up with deals. Flights are really cheap, hotels are really cheap, and you're wondering if you should book. So here's the thing. Things are very fluid right now. The government, we don't really know how I work for the government. I'm just saying in general, they don't really know, how fast the virus is spreading, where it's going to be in a couple of months. So it's really up in the air in terms of whether or not you can book something far out, like in the winter time. If you do decide to book, definitely check out those cancellation policies. Make sure that you get a refundable trip, refundable flight, refundable hotel rooms. Kayak is going to be putting a feature on there to where you can sort for filter out for flights that you can cancel. You want to, if you get travel insurance, check the policy, make sure that it covers, the virus. Call them if you need to. If they're offering you travel vouchers for future travel, just check the conditions of that, when you can use it, how long they are, when they expire, all of that. So be smart if you do book travel plans. Just make sure that you are insured just in case you can't go, just in case that area is on quarantine or you're on quarantine, whatever the case may be. So just to recap, international travel is banned, so don't book any international travel flights. If you have one booked in the next 7 days, go online to try to cancel that. If it is further than 7 days, give the airline hotel time to cancel it for you automatically and just check 7 days before. Don't just not show up for your flight or your hotel, because then you might not get refunded. You need to communicate with them and figure out the process that they have. Make sure that you keep all of your records once you have that discussion, your locator, your trip ID, the confirmation number. That way you have it all when you go to rebook your trip. If you have domestic travel, keep an eye out on what travel.gov is saying and the CDC is saying. Make sure that you are safe. Wash your hands, hand sanitize surfaces, stay 6 feet, practice social distancing. And that is most of the updates that I know. If I get more, I'll go ahead and make another video. Also, make sure that you check out the website, Black Women Travels. There will be updated posts on that with, again, links to the CDC, to travel.gov. I'm here for you to try to help you combat all of this crazy travel things in this interesting time. But again, thank you for watching. Make sure that you subscribe, and I'll see you next episode.